What if I told you there is a Linux distro that combines the beauty of macOS, the familiarity of Windows and the stability of Ubuntu, all while running lightning fast even on old computers? Today we're installing Zorin OS 18 on an old Windows 10 PC. And because it's Christmas, I will do a giveaway in this video. You will have the chance to win one of 10 at the sysadminhub.com mail addresses. So watch to the end to get all the details needed. This is a Christmas special to say thank you for all those comments and likes, and that we even reached over 1,000 subscribers after just 8 months after I started this channel. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed so far, and thank you for everyone who will subscribe in the future. My goal for today is to use this computer for everything I do YouTube related, from planning my videos to filming and even editing and uploading them. So we're going to install Zorin OS 18 on this machine using this USB drive and then check how it looks like and also start installing some stuff on it. You might ask, why not use Ubuntu or Linux Mint? And I question myself that too. I absolutely love Ubuntu server. I use it in every of my video and everything that has to do with the command line. That's why I already tried Ubuntu desktop before, but it just didn't work for me the way I needed at that time. And I already know Linux Mint. I worked with it before. It worked fine, but I wanted to give Zorin OS a try to get something new on this old computer. What do we need to install Zorin OS? We need a USB drive and to make it bootable. First, we need the Zorin OS installation file. So let's go to zorin.com and click download here. You can download the Zorin OS 18 Pro, which is the paid version at a one-time fee, but I will use Zorin OS 18 Core, which is free, and then we can download here. I'm just going to skip to download and then it will start downloading. If you're looking for Zorin OS Lite for really old PCs, you find it all the way here at the bottom of this website. Just click it here and then you can download Zorin OS 17 Lite at this moment, but they're stated here that they will release a Zorin OS 18 Lite as well in the future. While the OS is downloading, we can head over to rufus.ie to download Rufus. This is a small program that can make this USB drive bootable. If you haven't used Rufus before, it's super easy. You just run it as admin and then you plug in your USB drive. You choose it here. Mine is already prepared, but doesn't matter. Then you just select the ISO file and then you can even label the USB drive and then just click start and then it will just wipe everything that's been on that USB drive and make it bootable. If you're curious how this USB drive looks afterwards, this is what it is. It will just put a bunch of files and directories on there. We don't need to check anything there. We don't need to run anything there because it will all go automatically. Just a second, I will show you. All we need to do now is to plug in the USB drive and then boot this computer, and then repeatedly while it's booting, just spam your F12 key. Just keep on hitting it over and over and over again until the boot menu shows up. For me, the boot menu looks like this. For you, it couldn't look different. It just depends on your BIOS. And then here, you're just going to choose the drive to boot from. And I think for me, this one here is the USB drive. Let's try that out. Yeah, that one was correct. So we have 3 options here. We can install Zorin OS. We can Zorin OS with safe graphics, or if you have an NVIDIA graphic card inside your computer, then you use install Zorin OS with modern NVIDIA drivers. I don't have that here on my computer, so I'm just going to go with the plain and simple install Zorin OS. And then it will be just in this menu for quite a time. It will check the file system and do a bunch of stuff. So at this point, we just need to wait. It literally only took a couple of minutes, not even 5, until this screen showed up. So here you can choose your language. I'll stick to English, and then you can either just try Zorin OS without installing it, but I want to install it. I'm fully committed to it. Now we just check our keyboard layout. If you like, you can type in here and then it will, you need to click and then you need to press Q, then say, and then it detecting your keyboard layout. So let's continue. I want to download updates while installing. Yes, I don't want to participate in the sensors. Just had to plug in an Ethernet cable, so let's continue here. And then it's preparing Ubuntu drivers. It says Ubuntu even though it's Zorin OS because it is based on Ubuntu. So next one is the installation type is Zorin OS. No, I want to erase the disk and install Zorin OS. I don't want a dual boot. I want only Zorin OS on this computer. There's even a warning that it will delete all the programs and documents, everything you have there. But that is absolutely fine with me. So let's continue. It just says here Zorin OS alongside Zorin OS 18 because I already installed it here to test it. If you're having a Windows 10 PC like this one was before, it will show here install Zorin OS alongside Windows 10. Let's select the drive. This one has a 250 gigabyte SSD drive. Install it. So this is just what it's going to do with the SSD drive. That's all fine to me. So let's continue here. And then it's going to ask us for our time zone. Mine is here based in Europe. Let's continue. And then it's asking for my name here. So I just typed in my name, computer name, and then the username is the same name as my name. Then I gave a password. And now you have the choice to either log in automatically, so you don't need to put in your password, or if you say you want to put in your password, you can do this, but you can change this later on. Let's just do this one so we can boot easily. If you do have an Active Directory at home, which I don't have, and I guess you don't either, then you could use Active Directory and enter and join the domain there. And now the installation progress has begun. If you enjoy my content and my videos, then leave a like and consider subscribing. It really helps out small channels like mine so much. Also check out my Patreon. You find the link in the description. Thank you for your support. All right, the installation is done and now it's prompting us to restart our computer, which I happily do. So we already have this little nice Zorin icon here. Remove the installation medium, okay, and then press enter. We will do this as well. And this is how it looks like booting up. Nice. It didn't ask me to put in my password because that's what I chose in the options before, but if you chose the other option, then obviously it's going to ask you for your password. So why not? Let's start this tour. We can open the menu and launch apps. Obviously, we can choose how we want our desktop to look. We can connect our online accounts. You see here, you can even have Nextcloud here and stuff like that. We will check that out later on. And then we can link our phone with Zorin Connect. Sadly, it only is for Android devices, not for iOS devices. And then we have an app store, and then they're just thanking us for choosing Zorin OS. You're very welcome. All right, I just quickly installed OBS here on this newly Zorin OS, so I can screen record it better for you guys. So let's just have a look how it looks like here. From what I remember, we have Zorin Appearance in here, and in here we can just quickly change how it looks like. You can see here. Oh, now it's here on top, very Mac OS like. Now this one feels more like Windows, I guess. This one too, I like it like this. I don't like names here, so I will have it here. You can upgrade to Zorin OS Pro if you want more layouts. And then we can have a theme here. Let's try dark. I like my stuff dark. I like that the background changed as well. That's really nice. What's the accent color? Okay, I see. Blue? No, let's go with gray. No, actually, blue is nicer with the dark. What does this do? Okay, you can change the stuff here too. I like this one actually. Okay, so what is jelly mode? Jelly mode was, yeah, this one here. If you turn it off, we'll just do this. Let's do jelly mode, why not? Oh, okay. I don't like it. And then you can just do a bunch of stuff in here too. You can change the fonts as well. All right, we have the Brave web browser. Let's check the store, the app store. We can have different stuff here. We have maps in here that you can download. We have Google Chrome. Let's have here search for those who love Firefox. Is it here too? Yeah, there is also Firefox. Okay, we have Chrome. We already saw that. So this is nice. I think there's also Terminus, which I prefer to use for SSH sessions. So this is really good for me. And then OBS, obviously already have that installed. And then there's a bunch of other apps and programs that you can install here. Oh, I remember this feature here. This is very Windows-like, but look at how this goes. Like really fast. I like this one. We don't have this here on Windows, that you can just pop the window in here. And the nice thing is, if you have a second window open, we do this here. Normally on a Windows machine, it will ask you if you want to pop the second window open in here on the other side, which for me is really annoying, because if I want to do it, I chose to pop it here, but if I really want to have this one on the other side, then I will do it myself. I don't want it to ask me every time I do this if I want the other window there, because I chose actively to put this on this side and the other one not. So I really like this, and you can see it goes really well. Can do this. Let's do this. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, let's just stay here in the File Explorer. This is very macOS-like. You have your home and your downloads and stuff like that. And then you can add another location in here. Yeah, I think I remember there was a there was a HDD hard drive in here too, with 2 terabytes actually. There's some stuff here, but I will wipe this and then use it. I remember what I wanted to show you as well is System Tools, Settings, and then we have online accounts here. We can connect a Google account, a Microsoft account, even Microsoft 365 and OneDrive, Nextcloud, Cloud, the sysadmin hub.com, and then I think this one. I hope this is the correct one. Authentication failed. Maybe it's just this one. Connection refused. Maybe failed to ban already banned me here. But I will try this later off camera. We can obviously install, have our emails there, and Cabos as well if you have a domain controller. Alright, and then just to show you performance-wise, this computer here has 8 CPUs, which is more than many other old computers have, because this used to be a really high performance computer when it was still new. It got an Intel Core i7 7th generation, which at that time was a high performance CPU. I believe it got 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, but it got 3 more RAM slots. There's plenty of space for me to upgrade that later in the future if ever I need to. But I guess that even with a 2-core CPU and 4 gigabytes of RAM, you can really run Zorin OS on old computers and have it perform really well. So that's another plus. That's why I enjoy Linux systems so much, because they're really good in handling the resources that are available. Also, there is no bloatware on this computer. You have LibreOffice already installed in here and it opens up really fast. I like that. It's really cool. And then if we go to all apps, there's nothing like, you don't have TikTok or Instagram pre-installed in here. There is nothing that does just for advertisement or anything. So Windows app support, what does this mean? Run Windows apps in Zorin OS with wine and bottles. Oh yeah, I remember Wine back when I was using Ubuntu desktop. I will check that out later on. A lot of things to play with here. Now, as promised, the Christmas Mailbox giveaway. I'm giving away 10 completely free at the sysadminhub.com mail addresses. Those are secure and private and absolutely for your personal use. How to get one of those? First, subscribe to the channel. Second, like this video. And third, leave a comment that you'd like to have one of those mailboxes, and then maybe add what's your favorite Linux distro or what self-hosting project you're working on as of right now. On New Year's Eve, I will randomly pick out 10 of your comments and then reply on them so you know you have won. The rest we will do via email. This giveaway starts when this video goes live and ends on December 31st, 2025 on midnight UTC. This giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube or any other company, and I'm solely responsible for providing those prizes. If you're watching this in 2026 or after the giveaway has ended, then check out my Patreon. There you can still get email addresses and mailboxes with the domain thesysadminhub.com. The link is in the description. This is the installation of Zorin OS. I hope you liked it and it helped you, and thank you again to everyone who liked, commented, subscribed, or even just watched my videos. Thank you for your support. And if you're interested in other Linux desktop distributions, then tell me in the comments, because I have 2 more old desktop PCs standing here in my bag that I could use to install Linux Mint, Ubuntu again, and then we can compare them to each other or to Zorin OS, or you can suggest any other distribution that you want me to try out, because those computers are just sitting around. I guess I can recycle them for something like that. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.